If you run a Shopify store and you're dealing with bots, fraudulent checkouts, card testing attacks, or constant scraping, this video will solve that. Today I'm going to show you how to correctly set up Cloudflare orange to orange for your Shopify store. By the end of this, you'll know exactly how to configure it without breaking apps or checkout, what features you gain, what you lose, and how to decide if OTO is right for your business. Before we dive into setup, here's what you're going to learn. First, how to configure your DNS so Shopify actually accepts a domain without errors. Second, which Cloudflare features you must disable or your store will break. Third, how OTO impacts your apps, analytics, image delivery, and checkout. And finally, the real benefits you get: stronger security, better bot protection, and reduced fraud. With that foundation in mind, let's begin. Before we dive into setup, here's what we're going to learn. First, how to configure your DNS so Shopify actually accepts a domain without errors. Second, which Cloudflare features you must disable or your store will break. Third, how OTO impacts your apps, analytics, image delivery, and checkout. And finally, the real benefits. You get stronger security, better bot protection, and reduced fraud. With that foundation in mind, let's begin. So let's start with what Cloudflare Orange to Orange actually is. Shopify already uses Cloudflare internally, but OTO allows you to place your own Cloudflare security layer in front of Shopify. This gives you control over firewalls, traffic filtering, bot management, rate limiting, and other protections that Shopify doesn't give you natively. So now we're going to begin with the most important setup, DNS configuration. Shopify requires that both your root domain and your www domain point to shops.myshopify.com. Using CNAME records, you must delete any A or quadruple A records. If these remain in place, Shopify may show warnings, delay SSL activation, or fail to connect your domain properly when proxied through Cloudflare. So first, what we're going to do is we're going to go and actually buy a domain. And I'm going to sign up for Shopify. Like I'm going to sign up for a brand new account. All right. So follow along and hang tight. Okay. So now you should have your store, signed up. We created it. We have this blank canvas. There's nothing here. And I'm going to use the domain emailgraduates.com. I already had a domain that was purchased. I use Namecheap. Now here's the thing. If you set up your store, make sure you buy your domain off of outside of Shopify. Don't buy it from Shopify, because if they shut your store down, guess what? You just lost your domain. You lost your business's brand name. Okay. So now we're starting from square one. Now I have my own Cloudflare account. You'll want to go and sign up to an account. So go to cloudflare.com. You'll click on login here, and you go and you just, sign up. Just sign up like you normally sign up. All right. When you log in, you'll have an option to add your domain name. You'll have a thing like right here. I'm not going into my account because I don't want you to see all my domains. So now what we're going to do is we're going to enter our domain. So right here, we've got email graduates, and we're going to just go in and into Cloudflare, and we're going to do this. Just literally emailgraduates.com. Manual enter, block all, blah, blah, blah. Do not block AI crawlers, because that is basically SEO for AI nowadays. All right. You want AI to crawl your site. So we're going to continue any day now. Okay. So then now you want to pick the free plan. It's completely free. You don't have to pay a cent. And now it's going to scan all this information here. Now you can leave this the same. You may have other things in here that you'll change later on, like if you use Google Workspace for email or something else, but for this is literally just showing you how to connect Cloudflare to Shopify. Okay, so now normally what you would do is you'd go to here, settings, and you'd go into your Shopify store, click on domains, and then you're gonna connect existing domain. So I'm gonna put emailgraduates.com as well, and it's gonna give you some DNS settings that you have to enter. But the reason why I'm showing you is there's a when using Cloudflare, there's two ways you can do it. There's one way where you just use Cloudflare as your DNS manager, and you're not going to gain any of the benefits that Cloudflare has to offer, like the advanced protection, caching, firewall rules, that sort of thing. Because what we want to do right now is just get it connected. So right here, you can see it's pointing the current values, what it's pointing to. So the A record, and that is this right here. So you want to hit continue to activation. So click copy. We're gonna go back to our domain, and you need to change the name servers. GoDaddy may have a different way of doing this if you have GoDaddy, but Namecheap, just follow along if you use Namecheap. Highly recommend them. You can get discounts as well. So we're gonna click on custom DNS, and we're gonna enter the first name server that we just copied here. click copy and paste that there. And you're just gonna hit this little checkbox and it's gonna do its thing. Alrighty. All right, so now it says it should take about 48 hours to take effect. It's usually faster, I'll be honest. So now what we're gonna do is we hit continue, and that's doing its thing. It's not updated yet. We're gonna hit DNS, and so on the Cloudflare on the left hand side. After you check this, do this. You're on this page. Click on the DNS and then records. So now we're gonna edit these. So your A record, it's saying to update it to that. So what I'm showing you right now is how to add Cloudflare to your how to add Cloudflare, but without having all of the benefits of Cloudflare. Because I'm going to show you exactly like this is using Cloudflare without caching, and then here's how to actually take advantage of Cloudflare. And a lot of people don't show you these steps because they don't understand. So, anyways, so what we're going to do is we're going to copy this IP address and go back to Cloudflare. Change that to that, hit save. Then we're going to edit our CNAME record and we're going to change, nope, that's not it. We're going to change that CNAME record to this shops.myshopify.com. Whoops, don't want to do that. And we're going to hit save. Okay, so this right now is, let me refresh this because it should be warning me. Right, so that should be sorted out. All right, so now when we go to overview, good news, Cloudflare is now protecting. And if we go to our DNS again, if we go here, so now that that's all entered, we can go and click, I've updated my DNS records. Now we have to remove these existing records. What existing records are you talking about? I don't have those. Sometimes it doesn't really understand. So, all right. So it's provisioning. So now it's going to assign your SSL certificate and we just kind of wait. One thing to note, guys, as you can see here, I accidentally added .com. Don't do that. Don't be dumb like me. Make sure you check that out. So that's one thing that I noticed. It just kind of, yeah, so I got to do that. All right, save. There we go. All right, perfect. So yeah, that's fine. This was what we wanted to see. We wanted to see this records with the Shopify target proxy through Cloudflare. So we wanted to see this here. This host name is currently pointing to a service provider. Changing the DNS target will reroute traffic to the newly defined origin and will disobey any settings. So what this is saying is because we're going through, this is Shopify's direct IP address, and we're connecting directly to them. We're not gonna have all the benefits of Cloudflare. And then the next part of this tutorial is showing you how to change what I just showed you how to do this, because everyone else is teaching you how to do this with Cloudflare. We're teaching you how to actually use and leverage the benefits of Cloudflare to, like I said, stop bots from scraping your site, testing out stolen credit cards, fraudulent orders, all that. We're going to stop that right dead in its tracks. So let's get to it, shall we? All right. So I just want to show you guys, we did a ping test and this IP address is in fact Cloudflare's IP address, which is awesome. So everything's connected. Do a little test. Just uploading Dawn Pro theme to the store. We'll just publish that just so we can, see it. I'll publish, and I'm gonna remove the password because we don't want that. Let me go back here, refresh. We don't want the password. There we go. All right, cool. Dawn Pro theme is uploaded. It's kind of a toss between Economify theme or Dawn Pro, but for this purpose, I like Dawn. Dawn Pro is a pretty good theme. Okay, so now let's see, shall we? Okay, so now we've got our domain all connected. We don't even need to touch Namecheap anymore. We're all set. With that, closing out of that tab and on to the next setting. So basically we're gonna go in. I know we just added this. I get it. I understand. You're probably like, Glenn, we just added this. What do you mean I have to go and edit this? We have to edit it because we need to get those benefits, and it's actually super simple, super simple, right? So what we're gonna do is we're going to literally just delete this, completely delete this altogether, this A record, delete. We don't need that anymore. And we're just going to copy this shops.myshopify.com. And we're literally going to do this. Go and create a CNAME, and we're going to add an @ record for root, hit save, hit paste, and then save that right just like so. And now you see this records with a Shopify target proxy through Cloudflare using Cooperation Cloud. Now, if you are confused what that is, click on here and you'll get some information on what this is. All right. And it's really that easy. Like That was simple, right? All right. Next part, we're going to be talking about how to actually configure Cloudflare. I'm going to give you some information on, what things to enable, what to disable, that sort of thing. Okay, so we need to address Cloudflare features that must be turned off. Certain features will break Shopify functionality because they modify JavaScript, HTML, or request timing. So you have to disable rocket loader, email obfuscation, HTML rewriting features, and automatic JavaScript minification. The reason being is this interferes with Shopify's themes, apps, scripts inside checkout, and analytics platforms. So now let's go and get to, those settings, right? So what you want to do is now that you have this all proxying through Cloudflare, we're going to go to not security, but we're going to go to speed and we're going to go just click on settings and you can see all the different things that you have enabled right here. Do not go and enable everything under the sun. You don't need to purchase image optimizations and so content optimizations, do not, and I repeat, do not use SpeedBrain. You don't need to use Cloudflare fonts, but you can if you want to. You don't also do not enable early hints. Shopify already has that built in. But Rocket Loader, you don't need to enable either. And let me see. Yeah, I think you can enable these. Improve performance. Yeah, you can technically enable this if you want. And then yeah, I think that should be good. So, all right, so now we're going to move on to caching behavior. So you have to avoid caching HTML and you have to choose not to cache everything rule. So like you don't want to cache, routes like Shopify cart, account, login, and sometimes even product pages. They have to remain dynamic because incorrect caching can result into customers seeing incorrect carts, broken sessions, or cached login states. It leaves HTML uncaching and it causes a nightmare. I've seen some weird things with this. But anyways, let's get onto that. So let's click on caching. So all this content optimization, speed brain, you don't need to have that enabled. I haven't tested these 100%. Honestly, do your own testing, but for the most part, I usually leave like this. Like I have used Rocket Loader in the past without any issues, but just for your own sake. So now let's go to caching. So configuration. Now, what's pretty cool is like if you do experience weird things, you can purge everything. So you can literally purge your entire store, all the cache, and you can also adjust like how long do you want your cache to stay alive? Do you want to just be cached for 30 seconds or a minute? I keep it up. I keep this as 4 hours just because it works fine. So you also have options here. Crawler hints provide high quality data to search engines and other crawlers when sites using Cloudflare change their content. This allows crawlers to precisely time crawling and avoid wasteful crawls and generally reduce resources consumptions on origins other than infrastructure. So, again, you can test this out if you want. Also, I like to leave my always on online checkbox enabled. And I'm going to leave this disabled for now. Again, I haven't tested that out too much. So now for the cache rules. So these are you get 10 rules for free. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a rule and we're going to add routes here to disable, caching rules for specific, endpoints of Shopify. And let me actually get those real quick. Okay, so I'm going to make this even easier for you guys. So I have my rules here, and these are all the different endpoints that, I've done some research and also some things that I've added in here. They're not really part of, what I've found, but I think that you would run into issues if you didn't do it this way. So you'll have this copy. You're just going to copy all of this here to your clipboard, and we're going to go here and we're going to call this bypass. We're going to go and click edit expression here. Edit expression. Get rid of all of that, and we're just going to paste all this in there. And we're going to click bypass cache, and you can actually unclick that. You can see all the different options here, and it's literally just saying any URL for emailgraduates.com that has wildcard of checkout in it, account, login, challenge, gift card, tools, all that stuff. It'll bypass the cache. It won't cache those assets. So we're gonna click deploy. That's fine. Whatever. Ignore and deploy rule anyway. To ensure this rule works, confirm the checkout. Yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine. All right. So that is now enabled. So all the caching and all those options, we were all worried about. You don't got to worry about it now. It's there. It is. It's live. Your caching rules are live. So now onto the security side of things, which is my favorite. Okay, so before we move on to security, let's talk about one of the biggest limitations of OTO. Shopify does not allow Cloudflare workers or HTML transformations to run on checkout pages. This is enforced by Shopify for security and PCI compliance. If you're planning on running experiments, personalizations, or conditional logics at the edge, that's not going to work for checkout. Now, let's cover app compatibility. So many Shopify apps rely on visitors' original IP address, geolocation, or direct access to Shopify CDN. When you use Cloudflare OTO, some apps may work differently or require adjustments. Currency switchers may detect the wrong country, personalization apps may not function as expected, and fraud scoring tools may show incomplete data unless Cloudflare passes the correct headers. And 90% of the time, it does pass the correct headers. Now, the next thing is talking about image delivery. So Shopify now uses domain-based CDN paths, which are not compatible with Cloudflare's image resizing features. But in this case, we're not going to be taking advantage of every single Shopify Cloudflare feature. We're only going to be using what we actually need. And to be perfectly honest, Shopify in itself it's already pretty fast for page optimizations and load times, that sort of thing. The only real benefit work that I really care about when using Cloudflare is blocking bots, blocking specific countries, detecting fraudulent actions on my store, and it's that first buffer that I wish Shopify itself would offer. So everything I'm talking about right now, it's for the technical people who really care about those things and are looking to use Shopify for those purposes. But this video is for, I want to say, 80% of you who are just trying to block specific traffic. So let's just, get right to it. And actually, no, there's more I got to say. So anyway, so let's highlight the strongest advantages of using Cloudflare as the OTO, the security and the fraud reduction. And that's literally what we want. So with OTO, you gain access to Cloudflare's web application, firewalls, bot protection, rate limiting, IP and country blocking, and automated challenges for, the suspicious behavior that we all get on our websites every single day. So this can dramatically reduce fake checkouts, bot cart spam, and card testing attacks, high risk traffic, and scraping attempts. So for stores experiencing that abuse, this OTO is a significant upgrade over Shopify's default protection. So now let's also talk about the analytics and tracking. So when Cloudflare sits between the visitor and Shopify, some analytical platforms may receive altered IPs, filtered events, or blocked tracking requests. This can impact attribution and accuracy. So make sure your allow list and analytics domains make sure you have your allow list set up in analytics and domains inside Cloudflare. So let's get to the security part. This is what you guys have been waiting for. This is, you've been watching me do this. So let's just get right to it. So now that we did all that, let's get to, I believe it's under security, and let's just go to settings. So you have all these options here. AI Labyrinth. So this modifies your web page by adding no file links that contain AI generated content. You don't really want that. You want to do this manually because this security rules. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create a new rule, but this is where it gets really interesting, right? Click on custom rule. So custom rules. This was really, really frustrating for me. So I was trying to figure out the best, rules to create. But for example, you want to block all, or actually only allow United States traffic. And we're just going to hit enter and it's going to do its thing. Use blah, 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 blah. And we're going to apply the rule. So use expression builder, cancel IP country requests. So only allow United States. And we're going to do block and hit deploy. Okay, so now I'm going to go back and edit that because I don't think that's actually right. So it's saying use expression builder. So country. Okay, so for this case, for some reason, I noticed the AI tool, it'll provide the opposite of what you asked for. So we're gonna do if country is not equal to the United States, because right now, because that's live, if I go here, it's blocked, right? It's blocked completely. I can't access it. Where did I just go? Cloudflare. There you go. So now what we're gonna do is not equal, and we're gonna hit save. And we're gonna redeploy that, and now it should work. It should allow me to access to it. Cool. So now let's try the VPN. We have a VPN here. We're going to go and click from Germany. Cool. But blam. Sorry, you're unable to access email graduates. Look at that. Like that. It's literally that easy. Shopify needs that. I don't know why they don't have it. So there's a bunch of templates we have here, block requests by geographic location, a specific user agent, mitigate API requests to unidentified endpoint. We can do, of course, MPLS. I mean, so some of these obviously don't apply to what we're looking for, but what we can do is we could just go and throw up a Claude code or Claude chat, and close out of this because I don't need to be in Germany. Disconnect. I'm using Cloudflare's O2O for my Shopify store, and I don't know, I'm adding firewall rules. Can you provide some rules that would be helpful to stop fraud, bots, spam, etc. And let's just give it an example of what we're talking about. So we'll go and edit this rule here, and we'll get the expression example rule, and then it's just gonna give us some rules, right? All right, sure. Here's a well, so if not use so if you only ship to certain countries, block known bot user agents, scrape or blah, blah, blah. Protect checkout from high risk countries. We can't really do that, unfortunately. I don't think we can. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can't do that. But again, it's something you'd want to test. So these are all things that like you want to test. Like I can't give you the rules that are ideal for you. We would have to jump on a call. I'd have to analyze your traffic, see how things are, and set that up. Now, if this seems complicated to you guys, we can set this up for you. There are also other systems you can use that would kind of benefit you, I believe, for this type of thing. We have also reached out to a few app companies who offer firewalls for Shopify stores, and we do have a discount. Lifetime discounts, extended trials, that sort of thing. We've worked with a lot of app developers to get exclusive discounts where normally we would get a high percentage and commission on some of these apps, but we said, listen, we don't really need it that, but can we help people and pass savings onto them? So say for example, normally I'd get 20% commission on you installing an app. Instead, I'm sacrificing 10% and passing on the savings to you. And that little bit of commission helps us, keep our YouTube channel going and allows like to pay for our thumbnail editor and video editor, that sort of thing. So anyways, guys, that's it. I mean, this is really it. There's really nothing else to it. So honestly, if you got this far, pat yourself on the back. If you're really struggling and you want to hire us to do that, just go to ecomgraduates.com, go to our contact page, and just contact us, and we'll do something. I'll show you where to go. So on here, go to ecomgraduates.com, schedule a call. You can schedule a call with us, or honestly, if you just email us, we'll see, and then we'll punch in your information, say that you saw the video and that you want us to set up Cloudflare for you. But again, do your own research. There might be some parts of this video that I might have missed, and if I did, please let me know below in the comments, because I want to make sure that everyone's informed before they go and make a change like this. It really has to be something that's really thought through. Like we're not, I'll be honest, like we're not using it on our main website, because we use another app, which I may phase out and use Cloudflare, but there's just some, like it's not that big of a deal for us right now. We've figured out how to, not have so many products or people who test our credit cards. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you guys benefited from this. And if you have any questions, comment below.